whether uh, okay. Okay, right. So stream is live. I just wanted to check whether that's happening. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening to everybody. So today's introduction session. There's an introduction session on astrology, and then a brief introduction on the astrology and and the course syllabus, what I will be covering in the next batch. Okay. So based on the students, I will be starting. I want to start, as soon as possible. Okay. So before we get into the details, so I just want to just briefly describe about me. I am Dr. K.V.N Prasad. So I am working as a program management professional in IT industry in Bay Area, California. Educationally, my professionally, my qualification is MBA in Systems and Finance. And in the field of astrology, I hold a PhD degree in astrology, specialized in medical astrology. So basically finding diseases and etc. In that, my research thesis is primarily on detecting cancer by looking at the horoscope, whether the person will get cancer or not. That is what I specialize on. That's my research paper. And by the way, that also I will be teaching in the course. Overall, like I have more than 25 years experience in this occult sciences, palmistry. I started with palmistry and then astrology, vastu, numerology, and handwriting analysis. This is just a brief introduction about me. And what are the critical predictions I made in the past? There are many, but I'm just putting out a few of them here. The first, most recent one is the FIFA World Cup winner. I predicted Argentina will win the World Cup. And next is, I have predicted so far 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. 3 out of 4 Super Bowl winners who will win the Super Bowl. Okay, and the next one is coronavirus. We all got affected with coronavirus, right? And then Omicron later. So Omicron is another variant of coronavirus. So I predicted in April 2021 itself that there will be a variant in November 2021. With the date I precisely predicted from November 21st. And that was the first day the Omicron patient was diagnosed in. And by the way, I'm just going in the reverse chronological order. And when the market crashed during the Corona period, on March 13th itself, I predicted that stock market will start improving from 15th May. Everybody laughed, nobody believed it, because on March 13th, we were in the deep crisis of pandemic and nobody knows what is going to happen, the impact of Corona and things like that. But at that time, I said from 15th May, stock market will improve. But the rest is all history. You can see the chart. And the same month, like on 8th March, like 5 days before this, I made this prediction. I predicted when we will get the vaccine, right? So we need a vaccine. So when we will get the vaccine, I said vaccine will come out only after 19th of September of 2020. So this is like I was talking about uh, the stock market, right? So this is here is uh, the trend. You see from here started increasing the market. This is the Dow Jones curve, and this is Indian stock market curve. So both like pretty much exactly from that date onwards, it started that upward recovery. What I will be covering in this 6 months course is basically fundamentals of astrology. You don't need any basic knowledge, nothing. What you need is interest to learn the subject. That's it. So then you will learn. I will be teaching what is astronomy or universe, what is astrology, zodiac, 16, 12 RAASIs, elliptical cycle, and all the basic fundamentals of astrology. Okay, grahas, signs, lordships, everything. Then after that, casting the horoscope and reading the horoscope, the most important thing is Bhava chart. Bhava chart and Chalit chart. A lot of astrologers, majority of the astrologers ignore this Bhava chart and Chalit chart, and then they start predicting based on the Lagna chart. So the Lagna chart will be same for both twins. It cannot be different, but their life is different. How is their life is different? So then you need more advanced, more other charts to do that. So we have to use the Bhava Tele chart or the Varga Chakras divisional charts, right? Okay, so but in this course, I will be focusing a different method. And so this will be only based on, I will be using only the Bhava chart. Then after that, the Dasa systems, Vimshottari Dasa system primarily I will be covering. And then transits, how to interpret transits, Gocharam, right? All the planets are evolving, that one. And then this is the stellar Nadi astrology method. That is what I will be teaching. It's a unique method and very accurate method. And then plus the tweaks I made to that method. Okay, so what is that method I will teach you. And then in order to improve accuracy, I made some tweaks. I have come up with my own hybrid model of stellar Nadi astrology. Okay, that also I will be teaching. So that way, your prediction is going to be pretty very accurate. Like you can hit 80% easily. Okay. Yeah. And then a brief introduction about the DNA astrology, what is all about. And now comes the predictive part. The predictive astrology issues, how to predict education, whether the person will study well or not do well, what type of marks, grades he or she will get, all that. And then career, profession, whether it is job, business, whether they will be successful or failures. If failures, when that failure will come, all that we can predict. And then do that on the professional front. If they do business, will they yield a profit or a loss, or what type of business they can do, all that. And then the marriage. This is becoming a challenge nowadays, especially in India. A lot of people are not getting married. So marriage. So predicting the marriage, when will happen, will there be any issues? Again, we are seeing a lot of divorce cases as well in this marriage, right? Whether the divorce will happen or not, whether there will be just a separation or there will be just like a husband and wife fight, like that. All that we can predict. Then the childbirth. Again, childbirth is because of whatever people say. A modern science, now people say, okay, it's our lifestyle has changed. That's the reason you are having childbirth issues. If lifestyle has changed, then why is it everybody is not facing this problem, right? Only a few people are, or maybe some people are facing this problem, right? So then there has to be something else in it, not just a lifestyle, or rather, what is making them to go to that lifestyle. So all these progeny issues, childbirth issues, when they will get child, will they get child or not, when they will be born, all that, what type of issues they will face, how to remedying also. No, that also will be I will be teaching, right? So childbirth, that's a bigger issue right now. Then we have the properties. People want to have buy a house, live in their own house, etc. Right? Whether they will buy a house or not, whether they will live in their own house or not, vehicles, assets, everything. And then litigation. There are some people get into trouble, like our friend Mr. Vijay Mallya, right? There are people get into litigation issues. How will they come out of that litigation issues, or will they get punished, etc. All that. So all that I will be teaching in this class. Then traveling. A lot of people want to go abroad, all right, and then settle down in abroad, work in abroad, right? Whether it could be US, UK, Australia, doesn't matter, right? Foreign land, foreign country they want to visit, and then whether they will be visiting on a tourist visa or a work visa, whether they will work or will they settle down there, get a green card, a permanent residency, and citizenship, etc. Everything I will be doing. Next is the medical astrology, medical health issues. All right, now we see a lot of young people are getting heart attacks, and then they are dying, like 30s, 40-year-old people are getting it, right? So we can see what type of health issues people could get, and then when they need to be careful and all that. That will be covered in medical astrology. Then again, like I promised, I will be teaching how to predict cancer as well in this topic. And then the next is the longevity, how to calculate the longevity of a person. And horoscope matching, right? Kundali matching when during their marriage, how to see the Kundali matching. So a lot of astrologers, they are just going by superficial, the nakshatra based Kundali matching. So that is very, very inaccurate, like a 30,000 feet level, all right? So here I will be teaching detailed method where you should use all the detailed techniques, so that to see whether the matching, horoscope matching happens or not, is there or not. Okay, you cannot go by the nakshatra based Kundali matching. And of course, I will be covering the most controversial topic, Mangalik as well. Chavadosho Manglik also in that when discussing the horoscope, what it means and etc. And we all seen these issues. Is there a remedy to overcome these issues? Is there a remedy that we can at least get some shelter? So those remedies, very extensive remedies, I will be teaching. What are all the remedies that one should do? Again, remember, all my remedies are the native has to do. It's not that you go and then do some puja or something like that. The native has to do. Okay. Okay. So, and then the 21st session, that will be the Prashna or Horary astrology. So there are a lot of methods in Prashna astrology, okay. But I will be teaching traditional method, 2 traditional methods, and then the stellar nadi method. All my whole thing, this astrology, this predictive astrology session is all based on stellar nadi method. Okay. And then finally, the birth time rectification. What does it birth time rectification mean? All right. We all think 90%, we all think that whatever the time we have is accurate birth time. But in reality, that is not. There will be minimum few minutes difference between the actual birth time and the whatever the time we have got. So we have to make sure arrive at the right birth time. So that is what is called as birth time rectification. So I'll be teaching that exhaustive method, and that is pretty accurate as well. And how to do the auspicious time muhurat, right? Muhurtam, and that also, I think transit I have already covered. It's a duplicate here. Okay, so this is the exhaustive syllabus, what we'll be teaching. Okay, so now let's just go into brief introduction. What is astronomy? Okay, so what is astronomy? Astronomy is basically in the celestial, about in the space, the planetary study of planetary movement. Okay, this is the solar system. These are the planets we have. There is a sun, and then all these planets are revolving around sun. They all revolve at the specific rate. You know that. That is what is astronomy is all about. Studying the space. Okay, what are all the objects there, and things like that. That's it. Then what is astrology or Jyothisha? Okay, so the Sanskrit word is Jyothisha. So Jyothisha means what? Study of light. Okay, study of light. How is that light which is emanating from sun? Sun is the only planet which is generating this light, right? The energy. So how is that, affecting us? Right? That is what Jyotisha is all about. In simple words, what I would say, astrology is nothing but astronomy plus logic. What is that logic? Yes, we know. Okay, Jupiter is revolving around the sun, right? It takes roughly about 1 year to revolve, complete its revolution, elliptical cycle. Saturn takes 2.5 years, right? And then Mars takes 1.5 months, like that. But so what? How is it impacting to me? I am living in Earth. Okay, just because a planet is here and then here it is moving, how is it impacting me? Is there any impact? That is what Jyotisha is all about. That is what I'm talking about, logic. So there you put logic. What is that logic? Okay, the planet A, Saturn or Jupiter, whatever planet, it was here and then it moved here. The moment it moved, I'm seeing some changes in my life. Good or bad, doesn't matter. I'm seeing some changes in my life. Okay, then why is that change coming? Because the planet A moved from point A to point B, right? So that is what the logic is. You are trying to put logic to it. You are trying to put your logical analysis to it and then derive at what is happening. Okay, so it's just another pictorial view. Astronomy plus logic is astrology. Otherwise, I mean, everybody, the scientists will be astrologer, right? They're just studying the planets. That's it. But they're not doing any study, or they're not analyzing how is that planet's movement influencing human behavior, human thought process, everything, right? So that is what this astrology, Jyotisha is all about. Okay. So basically here, sorry. So how do we do predictions? Predictive astrology, right? What is predictive astrology? So predictive astrology is you are trying to predict what is going to happen in the person's life, good and bad, right? So you are using these planets, these planetary movements, and then you are putting your calculations, your positions, calculations, you analyze the positions, and then you apply your logic and reasoning, and then arrive at the predictions. Predictive astrology. This is what is predictive astrology. So let's take let me take the stock market. How people are predicting, are there any people are predicting accurately whether the stock price will go up or down? I mean, they use some fundamental calculations. There are financial ratios. They use companies' strength and things like that. And then there are what are the other competitors are doing and everything. And then based on that, the analyst will try to predict, okay, this company's stock will do good or bad. That's all, right? And that is why, like I mean, at every quarter earnings, market will say, analyst will say, I am expecting this company to do the EPS of some number, right? Earnings per share, that number, whether it is company is met that expectation or has gone below the expectation or crossed above that expectation. But they are fixing some bar, right? That is the stock market. That is only one aspect of it. But nobody is trying to predict what is going to happen in our life. What is going to happen to my love life? What is going to happen to my marriage life, relationships, career, health, so many things, right? So all that we will be doing in astrology, and then I will be teaching how to do those predictions. Basically, it will give an idea and outlook what you can expect in the future, so that you are not surprised. So, Vedic Jyothisha. So, the Jyothisha Shastra, initially, it was first written by sage Bhrigu Maharshi, and then later it was advanced by sage Parashara. That is the Parashara. He wrote the book called Parashara Horashastra. This is what I would say 95% of astrologers follow Parashara, sage Parashara's method. Okay. And then I just want to quote in classic, when it got started, nobody knows. There is no dating period before the dating period. Okay, before all these dates have emerged, right? So basically in Ramayana itself, there are numerous references of planetary positions on during every critical event. When Rama was born, there is sloka in the Ramayana that what are all the planets' position, right? For every event, when the Sita got abducted, what happened? When the war took place, what happened? What are the planetary positions and etc. All that in Ramayana is there. So that is, I would say, like that is like a first written document as a proof that people are using it, right? When will they use a system? Their Valmiki has documented this planetary positions. That means it is in use. So the moment a product or something service that we are all using it, we write it, that means it has come into effect in people's practice much before, and then people started following it. Then only you will start writing it, right? So if you go back that, I mean, that's why I'm saying there we cannot, it is much, much older than the Ramayana period. So this is like a very high level, our scriptures, what is all about. I have highlighted. So basically there are two types. It is, right? One is Shruti and other one is Smruti, right? Smruti is the one like where there is some amount of documentation available. So under that Smruti, there are many divisions in the Vedangana. Under Vedangana, Jyothisha Shastra is one of the classification. So the moment you are learning or inclined to learn Jyothisha means you are getting into this high level scripture thing. It is a very divine science. It won't come for everybody. Basically, it's a complex subject, right? You need a little bit of what I would a different mindset to understand this subject. Okay, because even though the planets are there, how it behaves and how to understand, you are seeing the invisible things. That is why it is called occult sciences. Okay, in English it is called occult sciences. It is like you are seeing the invisible things. Okay. So what are the types of Jyothisha, right? From a common man, when a person sees, or they all think it is the same thing. You take a horoscope, or you make a horoscope, and then people will start answering your questions, whatever questions you have. But once you come in, then you will find there are various methods. Like for example, in computers, because I've come from IT industry, right? For a common man, they think, okay, computer, there is some language people have to write. But once you start learning computer science, computers, when you start programming, then you will know there are many languages. There is Java, C Sharp, C++, there are many, Python, it's a big list, right? Why are those so many languages? Why can't you use only one language to do all the programming? Because each language has got its own uniqueness. I mean, of course, merits and demerits. And then you use the appropriate language for the appropriate type of a project, right? Maybe one or two languages fits all, but there are other many languages. So like that, in Jyothisha also, there are many types. Like I said, first Bhrigu, Maharshi Bhrigu, he wrote, it's called Bhrigunadi. Parashari method, that is Sage Parashara, he wrote. And then Jaimini Sage, he again further developed. It is Jaimini Astrology. Then there is something called Lal Kitab. In English, people just translate it and use it as the Red Book. And then Nadi Astrology, the Bhrigunandi Nadi is there, Naga Nadi, Chandrakala Nadi, etc. There are many Nadi astrologies methods out there. And another Nadi method in South, especially in Tamil Nadu, the people call it as the palm leaf, right? Sage Agastya has written in the palm leaves. And then you go and then give your thumbprints, and then they will try to pull up the appropriate palm leaf, and then they will read out. That is basically written by Sage Agastya. Okay. And modern, after that is all old, right? After that, there are a lot of advancements have happened. Okay. So popularly, the stellar astrology. In the stellar astrology method itself, there are 2-3 methods. The first one is the stellar Nadi method. It is developed by Mr. R. Gopal Krishna Rao, is codenamed as Meena. And then KP, Krishnamurti Paddhati, KP method. Again, in the KP method, further there are further advancements or new methods have come up. KP Kuller, Kaspar interlinks, KB Bhaskara interlinks. This KP Kuller and Bhaskara interlinks, both are very close. In my opinion, both should be the same. And then the other one is Gurumurti Paddhati. Mr. Gurumurti, he is the direct disciple of KP. And then he has come up with his own thing. And then now people are talking about DNA astrology. There is ALP astrology, like that. There are many. These are all Indian. If you just go outside India, there is Greek astrology, there is Western astrology, and then there is Chinese astrology. I mean, these are all different types of astrology, right? But again, remember, in whatever name, whatever thing it comes, but again, there are the 9 planets and 12 rasis. Maybe Western astrology, they consider other 3 planets also. You can make it as 12 planets, 12 rasis. That's all. But nothing more than that. Everything is confined within that only. So like I was telling, the stellar Nadi astrology, he is the first, Mr. R. Gopal Krishna Rao is the first person came up and submitted an article in January 1955 that the division of a nakshatra into 9 unequal parts. Okay, that became the basis for KP astrology. So basically, stellar Nadi method, we also follow that subdivision of nakshatra space into unequally dividing parts, and then how you use it is entirely different. KP is also using that, but they are following entirely different. Okay, so I just want to call out that some people might think both are same, but both are different. Okay, so according to this slide, I mean, it's not me there, obviously. It's some other person. It is a session done in ICAS, and then there he has mentioned about this. So basically, the brief history about this stellar Nadi astrology. Okay, so now let's see what are all the zodiac signs. So when you look at the sky, right? The circle, you put a circle has what? 360 degrees, right? So that 360 degrees has been equally divided, each 30 degrees. So 30 degrees, 30 divided by, 360 divided by 30, it becomes 12. That is where this 12 rasis are. It starts from Aries to Pisces. So Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, right? So this is all the English names. The equivalent our Sanskrit names are Mesha, Vrishabha, Mithunam, Karkatam, Simham, Kanya, Tulam, Vrishchikam, Dhanusu, Makaram, Kumbham, and Meenam. Okay, and so this is what this 30 degrees each you write, and then I have given both the names here. So this is about just high level of 12 rasis. So please use the word Graha, right? In Sanskrit, we call it as a Graha, right? Navagraha. In English, we call it as a planet. Graha and planet is different, is not same. Graha means it has a characteristic and it behaves differently. Graha, it attracts the energy and gives back a different energy. That is what the Graha means. So Graha is the most appropriate word to use. Because now we are talking in English they call it as planet, so we are interchangeably using both planet and Graha. But Graha is the most appropriate word. So what are all the planets, the Grahas we have? First is Surya, sun, right? Or it is called as Ravi. Next is Chandra, that is moon. Third is Mangal, Hindi people call it as Mangal, Tamil they call it as Chavai, and then Telugu people they call it as Kuja, and Sanskrit also Kuja and Mangal both are interchangeably used, and in English name it is called Mars. Then Buddha is Mercury. Brihaspati or Guru, Jupiter, all are same. Shukra, Venus. Okay. And last but not least, Shani, Saturn. So in Vedic astrology, these are all the 7 planets. And these 7 planets are directly mapped to our weekdays. Our weekdays are arrived based on these planets only. Okay. 7 planets, 7 weekdays. So, but we call it as Navagraha. Where are the other 2? The other 2 are basically they are Chaya Grahas. Chaya Graha means shadow. Chaya Graha, shadow planets. These planets do not physically exist in the space. What are those two planets? It is Rahu and Ketu. Rahu is, in English, people call it as North Node, and Ketu, it's called as South Node. These two are Chaya Grahas. So these are the 9 planets that we consider. Then, what about Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto? So these 3 planets, Western astrology, they consider. For them, there is no Rahu and Ketu, so they use this. They take these planets as well, but we do not consider these 3 planets. In the course, I will tell you why we do not consider these 3 planets. There is a logical reason for it. It is not that they ignored it, they didn't take it, or it is not that our sages didn't know about these planets. They very much knew about these planets. They specifically ignored it for a reason. I will tell you in the course. Okay. So basically, this is the solar system that we all have studied. It is called heliocentric model. That is, sun is at the center. All these planets, grahas, are revolving around sun, except moon. Moon revolves around earth. Since earth revolves around sun, so on moon also, indirectly revolves around sun. Okay. So this is the heliocentric model. Then what is this difference? Astrology and heliocentric model. So what we do in astrology is you change. Earth becomes earth and moon swap. Sorry, earth and sun will swap. So we see the universe from a geocentric. Geo means earth. Earth-centric model. From earth, we will be looking all these planets. Okay, from earth, we will be looking at all these planets. That is what is in astrology. Astrology is not the heliocentric model. It is geocentric solar system. That is where earth is the center. We think earth doesn't rotate. It stands there. And then all the planets are revolving around earth. Okay. It's the same thing, another pictorial view. Okay, one thing I just want to mention here. So basically, all these planets move in an anti-clockwise direction only. Okay, so all the planets move in anti-clockwise direction only, but in our astrological, for our practical analysis purpose, we consider it as like they are moving in a clockwise direction, but basically they all move in a, physically they all move in an anti-clockwise direction, but we consider it as a clockwise direction for our simple understanding purpose. That is just a representation, that's all. So what is Rahu and Ketu? I told you they are the shadow planets, right? They don't exist. So Rahu and Ketu is nothing but, in the geocentric model, when Earth is in the middle, okay, so when Earth is in the middle, right? When Earth is in the middle, Sun and Moon both are orbiting. So there will be the maximum degree gap between Moon's elliptical path and the Sun's elliptical path is 5 degrees. Okay, 5 degrees apart. But at some point, both the path will intersect at some point. Okay, so when it happens here, this is called Rahu. When it happens in the south side, it is called Ketu. Okay, when it happens on the north side, it is called Rahu. Okay, that is when the moon's path and the sun's path intersect at some point. Then we take this as one point, and then from here, while casting the horoscope, we take this position as the Rahu position, we take this position as the Ketu position, and then do it. So that's why in all our horoscopes, Rahu and Ketu, they will be always 180 degrees apart. And remember, I said we all consider the planet moving as a clockwise direction, right? So these 2 points, these 2 planets will move in anti-clockwise direction. So 7 planets clockwise, and these will be anti-clockwise. Okay. Okay, so there are different horoscope styles. Okay. North Indian style. North Indian style is basically a moving zodiac. So when you take the Lagna, so this horoscope will be same. Always this house is the first house, right? Always this is second house. So North Indian style, it is, you have to interpret the chart in a anti-clockwise direction. This is first house, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. But in South Indian style, it is fixed zodiac. Always it is fixed. Okay, let me use this next slide to easy. Aries will be always will be there. If a planet is here, say for example, Sun is here, irrespective of the Lagna, Sun, if Sun is in Aries, it will be written here only. But here it will depends on the Lagna point. So there people will write, say for example, so if so this is say Cancer Lagna, then people write as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically, these are all the sign numbers. 10 means Capricorn, 11 is Aquarius, 12 is Pisces, 1, 2, 3. So in this case, so if this is the ascendant, for this ascendant, in South Indian, you write this is ascendant and then you put Sun here. Here, this is, see here, like now, so ascendant 4th sign, and you will put Sun here. 1 means Aries sign. Okay. This is just a representation difference, that's all. There is nothing else. Other than that, all your interpretation, logic, and everything is same. So in South Indian, you calculate you see it in the clockwise direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay. So in this my session, I will be teaching this method wherein all the popular concepts we won't be using. Without using all these popular concepts. What are these popular concepts? You might have heard in every astrologer, TV or YouTube videos or whatever, they talk about exaltation, which this planet is Uch, so you will get X results, best results. Debilitation, Nicham, this planet is bad, Nicham, debilitation, you will not get anything, all problems only it will give, right? And then they'll say this planet is in the own house, so you will get again good results. Then if it is Mool Trikon, yes, that is also, they will say you will get good results, right? This aspects, Drishti, they will say, okay, Saturn is seeing here, Jupiter is seeing there, Mars is seeing, all these aspects, Drishti is there. So that is why you are getting these problems like that, right? And then retrograde, Vakram, right? This planet is retrograde. That is why you get all these problems and etc., right? Then finally, yoga. Oh, you have this yoga, Raja Yoga, Viparita Raja Yoga. This, because of that, you will get this, you will get that. But in reality, that person will be like living like an ordinary life. But the astrologer will say you have Raja Yoga, all that. We won't be using any of this. I will be teaching without using any of these methods. Yet, you can predict accurately, I'm guaranteed 70 to 80% without using these concepts. That is what I'm going to teach about. Okay. So let's take some of the examples I made. Uh, uh, Analyzed. So this is horoscope of our West Bengal Chief Minister, Miss Mamatha Banerjee. So when she was contesting, the third time election, there was tough fight between BJP and Mamatha. Then people were half of, or like at least a lot of key people left her. They joined BJP and all. BJP was very confident of winning elections and all. I made a video. Clearly, I said Mamatha Banerjee will win, and even she will get more seats also, just because she had an injury and then she was campaigning on the wheelchair. Okay. So why I predicted, I've given the details in that video. You can take a look at it. And then she got the highest number of seats on her most election. This is the election where she got the most number of seats in this in any election she contested. She got more than what last time she got. But people were predicting Mamatha Banerjee will win will lose the election. But it is not the case. Again, I use that in my Shalanadi method. You see here all these numbers, what these numbers mean, and how to interpret these numbers. That is what I will be teaching. Each number has its significance, and how to interpret these numbers, and then predict and do a prediction. Okay. Again, I was talking about Vijay Mallya. I made a video on Vijay Mallya, like I think 5 years ago, when he first left India for all of these cases. I clearly said he won't be arrested. He will not come back to India. People are dreaming about he will be arrested and put into jail. No, he won't come back to India at all. Till today, today's date was what? February 18, 2023. He has not come back to India. I made this video in 2017, maybe. I forgot. Whenever he left India, 2016, 2017, that time itself, immediately I made this video. It's there on my YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. So that type of prediction accuracy, I will be teaching. Okay. Arvind Kejriwal, same thing. His rise his rise has just started. Watch him after next general election from April 2024. He will be very successful politician. He will be a kingmaker after 2024 election. So he will play a very good role. Again, everything is based on these numbers. You look here, right? Mars is combust and debilitated. Oh, Mercury is combust. Okay. Saturn is retrograde and debilitated. There is not even a single planet sitting in its own house or exaltation or debilitation. Or Mool Trikon. Generally, people following traditional methods, a lot of astrologers will say, at least you need to have 1 or 2 planets in own house or exaltation in order for you to be successful. But he has cleared UPSC. He is an IRS officer. And then he came to politics. So far, he is successful, right? So how is he getting it? I will be teaching on all that detail. So this is just the brief about, what I will be doing, we just saw a brief introduction of astrology, and then some few charts where I will be, how I predicted and all. So now let's talk about class information. So no basic knowledge is required. You need to have interest in learning astrology. That's all I need. I will be teaching from basics. I'll be teaching from basics, right? The duration will be 5 to 6 months. Maximum is 6 months. Within 6 months, I will wrap up. Okay. And class will be every Saturday, 2 hours. Time is 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time. Based on now we are in daylight saving, that will translate for India people, it will be Sunday morning 7:30. Okay. And don't worry, every session is recorded and I will provide the links to you. So even if you have missed some classes, you can you can see whether if I see the recording, or even if you have attended the class, you want to get another listening, another thing, this link will always be available. You can always go and then do the recording, view the recording, and it will be on the Zoom, on the Zoom, right? So everything will be on Zoom. There is no in person, everything is online. Fees will be, this is for the entire 6 months course, $750. You can pay, and then you can pay through Zelle. This is the email address you can use to pay the fee. For India students, WhatsApp me on my number here. This is my WhatsApp number. WhatsApp me, and then I will provide you the India fees structure. For India people, it is little different. So I will tell you the fee structure, and then I will give my bank account information for the payment as well. For US people, they can directly use the Zelle method to this email address, and then WhatsApp me if you want to join, and then I will add you to the group, and then we will then once you add you to the group, and then you will start getting the Zoom links, and then the class will start. Okay. I think that's all we have. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, WhatsApp me on my number. This is my number. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay, WhatsApp me on this, and then I will provide any other questions or doubts you may have. Okay, thank you.